Hey, hi all. Welcome back to PRR Knowledge Center. In this today's session, we'll talk about a link you to objects concept in C Sharp. So in the previous sessions, we discussed about the link you introduction and the different type of syntaxes we are going to write it using link you, like query syntax, method syntax, and mixed syntax, right? And also we have seen a couple of examples using arrays. Okay. Now in this session, we're going to look at how we are going to apply link you queries on objects. So link you to objects offers, right, a great usage of any link you query supporting IEnumerable interface for accessing collections or class data. Okay, so that means when you create a classes or any collection, right, if you want to assign a data, we are going to create a object for those particular classes. Correct, because in the C sharp everything is a class. For me everything is a class. So a link you to objects, right, is a great usage, right, to apply link you operations or link you operators, right, on any object like classes or collections which are storing data in memory. That means inside of application, right? When you have a data, right, in collection as class, those are storing inside of your application but not outside of your application. Correct. So to store these particular data, right, after you execute link query, there is an interface called IEnumerable, right, which is going to use to iterate a given object in C sharp using get enumerator method. Okay, that means link to objects, okay, offers usage of any link query supporting IEnumerable, right, of T, that is type for accessing data. Okay, without any need of link providers. Correct. Even for link to XML, also same thing can be done. So here the IEnumerable, right, is a interface which is used to, right, iterate a given object in C sharp. A given object in C sharp. It is having get enumerator method, right, which will which will allows, right, read only access to the collection, which will allows read only access to the collections and returns the data of the type IEnumerable. IEnumerable. Here, so using link to object, we're going to apply, right, a link queries on any in-memory data which is storing in collections or classes. Okay, for example, right, I'll take a string array here, right, which I'm going to store some values like Ravi, Raju, okay, Vijay, and Srinu, right, Harshit, okay, and Meghna. This is my single dimensional, right, string type array. Okay, so when I say that var list equal to, this is my variable, I'm going to use a query syntax from and my variable, right, name, right, in, right, names, so that it will refer my names, right, collection or object, then select name, so that it will list out all my names from the names. So instead of this, what I'll do is, right, I'm going to use a string builder, right, to keep this particular things into string builder variable and then read through, right, using a direct statement console.writeLine, or it is straight away, right? Where, and this is going to store my values, right? Here I'm going to say var name in, right, list, and inside of this I'm going to print the right name. That's it. This is very simple. So now I'll take an example of object and see how it is going to work out. Okay, that means I'm going to create a class here, right? Public class student, okay, of a list type. That means I'm going to create, okay, the class name is uh, still I'm going to use student. Inside of this class, okay, I'll be having a couple of column, right? Public int id, okay, public string name, public branch, okay. These are my fields. Instead of this, I'm going to have a static method because I wanted to directly, you know, invoke that method instead of my main program. Hence, I'm going to define this method as static. And the return type is a list of student type, okay. And the name is get students. And inside of this, right, I'm going to create return a new of, right, list of student. This is what return type I mentioned. Hence I need to return, okay, same type. Inside of this I'm going to create all the student data using new student, okay, of id equal to 1, name equal to Ravi, comma, branch equal to CSC. Okay, so like this, I'm going to create multiple records here as part of this LINQ to object demonstration. Okay, so like this, I'm going to create multiple records with multiple student data. So far, if you want to add a multiple records, right, you need to create separate object for student and you need to assign the individual data to the parameters. Instead of that, I'm going to, right, create a method. Inside of this method, right, I'm going to assign different data, okay, and then access with the get students method, okay, so that CSC and different branches I'm going to use it, okay. And then finally I'm going to close this method here. So now I'm going to use a student dot get students is a data source for my LINQ to object demonstration, okay. So I think it's better to demonstrate in the Visual Studio, right, for more understanding. Let me go back to my Visual Studio, right. I'll try to create this public class student, okay. I'm going to define int id, string name, okay, public string branch. And here I'm going to define a static method of student list, okay. The name is get students. Inside of this method, I'm going to return, okay, new list of student, okay. Inside of this, I'm going to define the data for all my students, okay. That means I just simply say student of id equal to 1, name equal to Ravi, and branch equal to CSC. And similar way, I'm going to define same thing for numerous students, okay. That way I'm going to have data inside of my method, right. This is my 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right, and 7, 8, 9, and this is 10, and this is 11. Okay. Now I'll change these names to, okay, Sai, Suresh, Shet, Pavani, Meghna, Nath, Venkat, Venu, Swapna, Hari. And this is triple E, and this is CSE, and this is triple E, and this is IT, and this is IT, and this is triple E, and this is IT, and this is CSC. These are different branches of these particular students. Okay. And now come to my main program. Here, I'm going to use my LINQ query to start writing off different LINQ operators on that. So first I'll try to get the list of students. Okay. The LINQ query syntax. Okay. To get the list of students whose branch is CSC, where result of query syntax equal to from, right, std in class name is student dot get student. This is my source. Here I'm going to put my where class std dot branch equal to CSC, and then select std. This is my query. And then using for each, okay, where student in result choose, and here I'm going to print the student details of CSC branch. Let me use a dollar here. Student ID, okay, std dot ID, student name, std dot name, student branch, std dot branch. That's it. Okay. When I run this, I should get only the people who are in CSC branch. Okay. Let me run this and see how it is going to work. Look at here, I have only 3 students. I have only 3 students, 1, 2, 3. That's what it has displayed here. Result is CSC branch 1 student, 5th number student, 11th student, Ravi, Pavani, Hari. These 3 students are, coming from CSC branch. Clear? Now I'll do same thing using, okay, console dot right line of LINQ query syntax results. Okay, console dot right line of now I'm going to write, right, method syntax where result method syntax equal to the syntax of method syntax is directly data source. My data source is student dot get students dot where class of, I'm going to use lambda expression, x goes to, right, x dot branch. This time I'm going to retrieve IT guys. Okay, branch equal to IT. As it is a method syntax, I should use a method of LINQ, that is to list. Then I'm going to print these results. This is method syntax. Okay, let me run this. I should get first result for CSE and second result is for IT. See here, this is method syntax and this is query syntax. Clear? So similar way, I'm going to write a mixed syntax. So where the result mixed syntax. mixed syntax equal to, okay, mixed syntax is going to start with a parenthesis student in student dot get students, okay, so where std branch student branch equal to this time I'm going to get triple e, okay, and then I'm going to say std, okay, dot I'm going to use to list. This is a mixed syntax. I used query syntax till here and I used method here. It becomes method syntax. Let me try to print this. LINQ mixed syntax results. This is mixed syntax. Okay. I should get triple E, I should get IT, I should get CSC here. Let me run this. And I can see here, these are triple E students, these are IT students, these are CSC students. Clear? This is how I'm going to apply my LINQ on objects, right, of a student class. So you can create department or EMP class and you apply all these LINQ concepts on your object data. And next one is how I'm going to get a group by, how I'm going to use enumerable interface. So especially this is going to be used for group by. Okay, let me do this method syntax for group by. So enumerable of I grouping. This is what I'm going to use it. The key I'm going to use is string and from right a student class. Result is this is group by. Okay, equal to the source is student dot get students. Okay, group by. Okay, I'm going to use lambda expression dot s branch. Okay, so that it is going to do a group by, right, using a branch. Okay, and when it comes to query syntax for group by, still I'll use enumerable. Okay, I grouping of string student, right, result variable name is group by query syntax. So this is something from keyboard, right, student in student dot get students. Okay, clear. So here I'm going to say that group std because student by std dot branch. Okay, clear. Now I'm going to display this results. So here I'm going to display a result LINQ group by class results. This is method syntax. Group by class using method syntax. So here what I'll do is, okay, first I'll loop through, okay, a grouping here. A grouping of string student, right, of std in result group by. Okay, here I'm going to display on what column I'm grouping it here. That is group, right, group by column name. Okay, I'll use dollar. Group by column name is, what is that column name? Here std. I'll change this name to then grp. So grp dot key, so that it will give you the key of the group by column. And next one is count, right? Count equal to, right, grp dot count. grp dot count, it is a method we should use balance. Now I'm going to get the result instead of group, so I definitely use a nested for each instead of grouping, because in the group I'm going to have a result. Hence I'm going to loop through here as simple as var student in group. Here group is here. First I loop through group. Instead of group I loop through a student data. Okay, now I'm going to print a student data instead of this, right? std.id, std name, std branch. Clear? Now when I run this, I'm going to get different sets of results. See here, LINQ query group by class results. Group by column is, right, CSC count 3, CSC count 2, IT 3, triple E 3. Let me put a bar here. How should I put? After printing this, console dot right line of a bar with a new line, and let me see that. See here, this is 3 count, this is 2 count, this is 3 count, this is 3 count. Instead of 3 count, I have data. Instead of 2 count, I have a data. Instead of 2 count, again data. Instead of CSC, I have a data. This is a group by class. It's displaying the data using this syntax. So as part of group by, I'm going to use IEnumerable interface, which is going to iterate my result sets instead of group. Okay. This is something about a LINQ2, right? Objects. Okay. That way you are going to fetch the data from your class data here. Okay. And similar way you can try it for any list variable, right? Suppose if you wanted to do it for country, right? You simply say a list string, and instead of this, you can add different countries, okay? And then loop through your data using a LINQ operations, okay? This is very straightforward because it is only going to have one column, even though I have different rows here. Got it? I have a different rows, but I have only one column, one row, two row, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, but only one column. Hence, I can directly use this result equal to from country in, right? From country, or you say CNT in, right? Country, right? And here I'm going to simply say CNT. This is simple syntax. When it comes to method syntax, I can say country dot, right? If you want to apply any where class, you can still apply using lambda expression that length greater than 2, right? And then to list. This is very straightforward on the collection. When it comes to an object of a student where I have multiple columns, then I'm going to use it, different methodologies, right? And if I want to do an over group by class, I need to use a I grouping, I enumerable interfaces. Okay. So I hope you are clear on this concept. Okay. And we'll look at other concept called link to XML in the coming sessions. Okay. Thanks for listening to this video, and please subscribe this channel for more videos. Okay. Thank you.